Do you recall a video we uploaded a few days ago of a cow elephant that had sustained an injury to her belly from a sharp object while in the forest? The injury was about 2 weeks old when it was discovered and reported to the wildlife office. Despite prompt action from the officers who cleaned the wound, removed the maggots, and administered medication, the infection had spread too deep for the treatment to be effective. As a result, the vet scheduled a second treatment to take place in 5 to 6 days. Unfortunately, the elephant collapsed in a paddy field before the second treatment could be administered, likely due to the severity of the infection and the weakened state of her body. The wildlife office was quickly informed and arrived on the scene shortly after. After sustaining a belly injury from a sharp object in the forest, this cow elephant had been living with the injury for 2 weeks before reporting to the wildlife office. Unfortunately, the infection had already spread too deep for the treatment to be effective, and the elephant collapsed before the second treatment could be administered. In the meantime, the villagers built a shelter for the elephant and provided her with water and food like banana stem and pumpkins. A sick animal with lost energy and dehydration would appreciate it much to be in good shelter and a comforting environment. And these are food that is very palatable for elephants, and they are easy to consume and also digest. Isn't it very thoughtful of them? However, before starting the treatment, the officers had to clean the area and remove the shelter to have better access to the animal. As soon as the officers arrived, they decided to administer a heavy dose of saline as the animal looked very weak. They connected a cannula to the back of the ear flap of the animal after cleaning it thoroughly. 15 bottles of saline were the veterinarian's recommendation, as per the doses recommended for elephants of this size and body condition. While the saline supply was continuously flowing through the animal's ear vein, the vets also decided to add glucose into the saline solution. In order to heal this horrendous wound, external medicine as well as internal medicine is required. So the veterinarians came to a resolution to inject medicines such as antibiotics, multivitamins, painkillers, antihistamines, etc. These medicines will help the healing process speed up and energize the elephant, and thereby curing the wound and the infection. The elephant has a sac of maggots in her wound, which means the infection is present heavily. So, the vets cleaned the wound using a mixture of povidone iodine and negacint powder, syringed into the wound with pressure. This is meant to remove the infected tissues, maggots, and residue from previous treatment. Compared to swabbing or bathing the wound with medicine, this method is considered to be a more consistently effective method of wound cleansing. Once it was cleaned, they repeated the process again to make sure the wound was thoroughly cleansed and medicated. It is important to clean the wound, but it is more important to prevent the ongoing infection from rooting up. This elephant's injury was not caused by any human harm. During the drought season, wild animals venture into villages in search of food. Unfortunately, this elephant has got injured by rubbing against a sharp object, possibly a stump, rock, or tree, leading to an infection that worsened over time. It was a random accident that went unnoticed until it was too late. Unlike leg injuries, stomach injuries are difficult to detect and can go unnoticed for a long time. Despite the unfortunate circumstances, the wildlife team is determined to provide the best possible care for the elephant and nurse it back to health. The poor animal seems to be in great pain. That could be the reason why he is struggling so hard. After the treatment, the officials had to wait patiently for several hours until the elephant improved her condition to a certain state of well-being. Upon her improvement, the vets decided to lift her up with the aid of a JCB machine. However, by that time, it was very late in the night. The officers slowly lifted the animal without causing him any harm or discomfort. After a while, he slowly moved away towards the forest. We were unable to cover this part in our video as time did not permit us. A caretaker was appointed to monitor the elephant's health, determine her condition, and report it to the veterinarians. Upon her improvement, she's expected to be treated again. Let us hope and pray that this beautiful creature does not suffer this injury for too long and be cured soon.